Hi and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147, and the next picture in my lineup, Sort Out by Megan, basically to show it sort of on its side and not give anything away. I just got her to mix everything up and I'm just working from the top down. So we have another floral one today. So I'm going to pull over the flowers extra, and the flowers is this half of my storage case. So, I've still got my Diamond Art Studio pen out. This is in exactly the same situation it was yesterday. I'm still a little bit disorganised in relation to the waffle. So mainly in relation to trays and pens and setting up a system so that I'm using different trays and different pens and don't get to the 18th and go, which ones have I used and which ones haven't I? So I need to finalise that little system at some point. But today I'm going to be using the turquoise pen. This is current stock in our shop, so this is one of the permanent ones, and I'm going to be using a previous limited edition black tray. I thought because we're doing a light flower in this one, we're actually doing the white lily flower from the set for this one. So because we're doing one of these, I thought it might be nice to have the contrast of the black tray. So let's take off the clear cover and that can go. Now let me just have a look at ABs. I was thinking of not doing any ABs in this one, but having a look at it and having a look at the image when it's completed, it might be nice if the likes of this S905, is that a green that we have? Do I even have a green? I do, but it's 701. That's a little bit further out than I wanted. There's no 7 colours. So what other... Okay, so I don't have any other greens in AB. So the only other colour that we could potentially do in an AB or in a glow in the dark, though I don't think glow in the dark is in the right... I don't think that's right in a flower. Is I could potentially do the ABs, those ABs, possibly, because that's the only thing that's going to have a decent amount of ABs. I could do 741, which I did yesterday, but there is only 3 of them, and it kind of seems a little bit pointless just to do 3. It makes me feel like, why bother? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the 5200 out, even though this is 3865. 3865 and 5200 is close enough for me to do. I'm going to do everything but that and then decide whether I want to put ABs in it or not. So let's zoom you guys in. We're on a partial for this one. So let's start with the darkest green, which is D. And this is probably the darkest colour I'm going to have in this tray. And I can definitely see it. I think I might have a bit more trouble if I was using 310 in this tray. It can be done. I have used trays before where I've used pretty much a matching colour. But that's normally in the likes of the pink tray or the white tray. And because they're paler colours to start off with, they tend to be a little bit easier to see. So this is the darkest. I think we have got some browns there as well that might be a little bit closer to the black. but I think I can see them. Oh, when it focuses, I think you can see them clearly enough. I can definitely see them when I'm close up. That's also why I like mixing up my trays. I do often have a few trays nearby, and sometimes I will just mix them up as I go along, and I will change what tray I'm using. So for example, if I've pulled out the black tray to use, I may have another lighter colour tray that I use for the dark colours, and then the black, when it comes to the lighter colours, is a really nice contrast for the diamonds to stand out. So let's get this D done. So comments wise, oh, if I come off the Paint Gem site, I am still on comments from my Whip and Waffle the other Sunday. But Katie Ann, she has sent her well wishes and said I'd be missed, which I'm trying not to repeat. Said I was missed, sorry. Well, I'll try not to repeat that sort of thing too much. But I kept this comment as well because she did say she's listened to about 10 audiobooks while I've been away. And I thought that would also, one, I found it funny that she got through quite a few audiobooks when she didn't have my videos to watch, because that is quite a bit of time. An audiobook you can't speed read like I often do with books. I often speed read books, but I have been listening to the Earth's Children series, so starting with The Clan of the Cave Bear, and I am now on book number 5. So I have also listened to quite a few audiobooks. There has been quite a bit of time when I have sat listening to an audiobook, not necessarily diamond painting, which is what I often do when listening to a book. Even when I've not had the energy to diamond paint, I have had the energy to listen to a book, because it doesn't really take any energy. You know, if I'm awake, I may as well. So yeah, I'm actually on book 5 of that one. I'm not enjoying book 5 as much as the rest. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I have listened to all 5 one after the other, which I often like with series, because I feel like I'm, you know, still within the story. Don't forget too much that happened a book or so ago. But in turn, quite often with books, you know, there are certain elements that do need to be repeated to allow somebody to pick up just book 5 and read it, and not have to have read the other books beforehand. I just feel like there's a little bit too much of it. And maybe that is because we've got to book 5. You know, it's covering, repeating the odd little thing from 5 books ago. But yeah, there is a little bit that I'm like, it's repeating the old stuff a little bit too much. But I'm still enjoying it. I'm still going to finish it. And then I'll need to find myself the next series or book that I want to listen to. I have also listened to a couple of Harlan Coben books, mainly because there was a couple free on Audible, or free with my Audible subscription. And I do like Harlan Coben, so it was quite easy to sort of go, oh, do you know what? I'm not using any of my credits for that. Let's listen to it. And I did get caught up in it, enjoy that. So yeah, I will need to find myself something else afterwards. But I have been thoroughly enjoying it. Haven't yet got to the point of doing any more of my flamingo since June started. But I'm hoping once I've got myself a little bit more caught up, I will be able to get my flamingo finished in June. Would be nice, because then I can move on to another large painting, because I get so excited now when it comes to large paintings and which one it might choose for me. There is a couple that I am itching to do, and I think it's those that I'm hoping the decision wheel will pick for me. But I'm accepting that if it doesn't, then it gives me a chance to potentially work on some of my older stash, because I have quite a few large paintings. I wouldn't say I have loads. I think it's about 20 maybe. I'll have to actually count, which is still a lot, but it's not loads and loads. I know there are some people that have hundreds, but I think having large kits in the numbers of hundreds would definitely make me feel overwhelmed in relation to, will I have the time to finish these? Especially because I keep getting excited with new ones. Okay, that is that one done. Let me just change a colour. And I need C, which is 906, and the colours are showing up clearer and clearer now, especially as we get to some of the lighter ones. Tammy, she said, glad you're back. She said, husbands are like children. They tend to share things that we wish they don't. She said, you were missed. She said she ended up watching older videos, and she's planning on doing paint gem paintings for the June event. She has the cocktail set and the plant set. Oh, I love those two sets. I've done both of those. I'm really excited for some of the new ones as well. There's some really nice bright new ones, and I sort of can't wait to get my mitts on those. But I really am enjoying the process of doing these ones that I've got, and I've still got a few more that I'd like to kit up and do as well. It might be a craze, the mini sets. It might not. It might be that we end up with even more and more designs of them. Who knows? I'm just enjoying it while I'm enjoying it. And enjoying the fact that I can pick and choose and change diamond painting images all over my house, and change them often if I want to. Change them about when I fancy something a little bit different. Zoe, she says that she's glad that I feel better, and she was finally early enough to get some trays. She said she managed to get a navy and a purple tray, so she's now up to 5. She's now got 5 of our trays, getting quite a collection. She said thank you for all that you do. Oh, you're more than welcome. The navy tray definitely lasted longer this month. I'm not sure what the new colours will do. We've got a new colour. We've got 2 colours coming. I think I'm going to be putting the video up on Saturday announcing the new items for June. We have 2 colours, but we have 1 colour in the Admiral Zest tray size and 1 colour in the Zesty size. And one of the colours is not necessarily one that's been requested, but I do think it might be one that's liked. We shall find out. It's different is what it is. It's a different kind of colour, and I don't quite know how it's going to go. And that's why I like the fact of sometimes doing the same colour for a month and sometimes doing different colours for each size, because there are many people that use both sizes. so they can pick and choose a colour if they want to, or get both if they want. And yeah, hopefully you guys will like them. But I'm so glad you got yours, Zoe. I think most people had a chance to get the one they wanted this month. Liz Harrison, she's got 30 cards picked out for June. I knew there was somebody who had 30 cards picked out. 30 cards she's going to do in 30 days. She loves the little paintings, but she needs to get the cards done. She says she's probably got the same amount of Christmas cards as well. Oh, so you're going to be carrying on a card a day into June, Liz? Maybe that will depend on how much, sorry, not June, into July. Maybe it will depend on how much you've enjoyed doing June. But if you've enjoyed it, carry on. Carry on getting yourself a bit of a painting each day. Maybe if you've got, you know, a nice size stash. Oh, we're on lime green. Got a bit of 907. Maybe if you enjoy, you know, the process of doing a little square each day throughout the month. Maybe some way that you could do multiple paintings at once, which I love to do, is you could have a 30 by 40 kitted up into 30 sections, which works for most months, even those months that have 31 days. Still sectioning it into 30 gives you a little bit of grace for when life happens without feeling like you have to catch up, or it gives you a day to de-kit and kit up rather than diamond painting maybe. If you do it each month, and then you can always have another painting on the go, whether it be a small one or maybe a larger one, that when you've done your section on your 30 by 40, you move on and work on your large painting. If you've got more time that you want to diamond paint, you switch which painting you're doing. So you'll still get that 30 by 40 finish, but slowly but surely over the months you'll also get your large one finished as well. There are many different ways to do it. There are no rules. Do it every single month of the year if you want, because why not? It's your hobby. If you've got the time to do it, then do it. Sarah Jane, she says she's really enjoyed this video. She says she's missed out not being able to listen to me, she says, while she's doing the house and tidying and diamond painting. She says can't wait to see the flying feathers completed kitting down, which I haven't yet done. The storage for flying feathers, that is a video I need to get done, even if it can't be released until July, or won't be released until July. I need to get it done because the storage box needs to go away on the shelf. It's frankly, it's in my way. It is in the way and it needs to go. Because it has a spot on the shelf when it's empty. It just doesn't have, I can't put it away full of diamonds, because then I feel like I'll never get it kitted down. If I put it away full of diamonds, I'll forget it's there. So that is one that I need to do, just so that I can tidy up from that diamond painting. So yeah, that will be coming in July. That's on my list of sort of one of my priority videos to try and get done in June, so that it can go up at the beginning of July. And then let's see if I can just pot dip for these. I'm just doing all the other bright colours before I go round doing the more subdued, because I want to leave the white till last and make my decision about whether I'm bringing AB in or not. Because sometimes I have a problem visualising what things will look like when they're done, whether it will look right or not. And I find it easier to get as close to it as possible. So like even when it comes to decorating or painting, I'm one of those that, you know, needs to have a nice big swatch on the wall, so that I can potentially try and visualise what the rest of the room will look like. Or when I'm decorating stuff, I am the kind of person that will just keep moving things about and try things in different places, because I just can't quite visualise. I can visualise elements of it, but not the full picture. So by doing this, I can then do the other two colours coming in, and then hopefully I can visualise where the ABs will look right. So H. I need quite a few H, so let's kick a load of those out, and look how much they stand out in the black tray. So shake it back in two, little tap on the side, and pretty much all of those have lined up. I've got about 5 down here that aren't lined up in the grooves, but if I kept going, they probably would line up. They just need to find their space. But there's only so much I can keep tapping it and shaking it, because I'm not likely to use, or I may not use, all the diamonds in this tray anyway. And if I do need to use them, I'll just tap and shake it again later. But I've got most of them in a nice straight line, so I can go from there. Sarah Jane also says, she says, I love a teal coloured tray. She wants to buy one of each size. We did do a tealy coloured zesty tray, though it was more of a paler turquoise in the zesty tray. But unfortunately that colour was from the same supplier as the pink, so we haven't been able to get hold of that one again. But we are soon going to try some new suppliers and see if we can get some more of the colours like that. Some more different colours. We just need to find a manufacturer / supplier where it prints in the quality that we want it to print in. So, oh, there's a pretty creamy colour. A. Wilson says the brown paper that I referenced in my last Sunday thing is butcher paper. It's like wax paper. So yeah, I'm thinking of parchment paper, I think I was thinking of. Or butcher paper, it depends. I think there's possibly 2 names for the same thing, depending on which country you're in. Oh, though he says butcher paper is like a wax paper. She said, is the cover paper the same as parchment? No, it's not. The cover paper is a lot thicker than the likes of parchment paper. Parchment paper has it has a thinner look to it. You can definitely see more of the symbols and stuff through it. It's not as opaque as the clear cover paper. Cover paper can also be called release paper. I don't think cover paper is necessarily sold like as a on a roll kitchen type item. I'm not sure what other crafts it may be used for, but it's definitely thicker than the likes of parchment paper, baking paper, baking sheets, all that sort of stuff. It's definitely thicker than that, which I think is why, you know, I've not thrown any cover paper away yet. I keep reusing and reusing cover paper. I do have quite a bit of it because quite often I have quite a few paintings kitted up at once, or the kids have some paintings kitted up that they use my cover paper for. But I have not had to throw any cover paper away yet due to, you know, being a bit bashed and no longer fit for purpose. I've not had to do that. So it's really, really hard wearing and well worth it, in my opinion. A pack of 50 sheets, the likes of what we sell in the shop, will do most people. A pack of 50 will do, because even with large paintings, I tend to use 8 to 10 sheets, because I just do a couple of rows and move them up as I go along and keep the paper rolled. Keep the rest of it with the clear sheet on, or the paper that it comes with, and keep it rolled up and just use the cover paper on the last 2 rows. So a pack of 50 sheets will do most people, especially if they don't have to share with lots of people and they don't have lots of paintings kitted up at once. A. Wilson said they're in Alberta, Canada, and they're glad that Susan is feeling better. COVID knocks you down even with 4 shots. So yeah, I think, you know, there is some benefit to the vaccine, is my opinion. Everybody has their own opinion on whether it does or it doesn't. I'd had 3, not quite due for my 4th. The 4th rollout is in stages in the UK, and I don't have like an immune suppressed illness that meant that I was first in the queue for shot number 4. I'm not sure when I will be due for number 4, and I'm not sure if it will get delayed due to the fact that I have had COVID. But maybe it'll get to the point now where it'll be one that you get with the flu jab at the same time. Time will tell. A. Wilson said, where did you purchase your diamond canvases from? They like how clear you can read the symbols. The painting that I was doing on the whip and chat that you're commenting on, that painting was from, why have I forgotten? Is it Pyramid? Pyramid? That's what I've got in my head. Hang on. I have the canvas here, you see, because I've not put it away. Prism. It's a picture of a pyramid type. Prism can be in the shape of a pyramid, can't it? Pyramid diamond painting is where I got the flying feathers from, that I was working on that whip and chat. They also say that they've edited this comment so many times, and they ask how I keep the diamonds straight. They just came across my video, so they'll have to look for others. So to keep them straight, a lot of it now is the fact that I've been diamond painting for years. Is the main thing that enables me to keep them straight. Just got a little bit of a blob of plastic on the side of that diamond, so let's change that one for one that fits nicer. So yeah, most of it is practice, is the fact that I've been diamond painting for many years. I do use the straightener on the end of my pen occasionally. You'll have seen it quite a bit on these mini paintings, especially around the edges when I've got, you know, a couple at the edge here on these partials. I do like to give them a little nudge to make sure that they're straight. But if you're quite new to it, quite often I'll say, you know, the trick is try and get the likes of your first corners straight. Use gift cards or a ruler just down the side of your painting, so that when you put your diamonds, they can't go any further, and get yourself a nice line, and quite often the rest will follow. But most of it is practice. Don't forget, especially if you are new and the fact that your lines might not be as straight could potentially be frustrating, depending on your personality mainly. Don't forget, take a step back. So your lines can sometimes not be the most perfectly straight or as straight as you would like it. Take a step back as though it was on a wall, or take a picture with your phone of the whole image. Don't zoom in and have a look at it, and you probably won't see that some of the individual little diamonds aren't quite as straight as the others, and then you'll be able to notice what other people will see. They will not see the fact that there might be the odd diamond out of place. But straighteners work very well. Using a gift card around the edge of your painting to get started is another way that works well, and practice. But that's a good excuse to do the craft that you love a bit more, is it not? I will reply to A. Wilson's comment I will type a reply to them as well, just because they have said that they have just come across my channel. So in case they don't know that I tend to reply to Whip and Chats as I go along and reply to them on the next Whip and Chats, I'll bob an answer in to them. Billy says, welcome back. Oh, Billy is Hank Sadoog, which is her dog's name. So glad you're feeling better. He said, wasn't I surprised when you realised the painting you were working on? They posted on the Facebook group that they completed the same painting a year ago. One of their favourites. Oh, I love the fact. Oh, yes. So this was for the flamingos that I was working on. I'm getting confused. A. Wilson did put a comment on my flying feathers, which was from Prism Diamond Painting. But the last painting that I worked on in the Whip and Chat was the flamingos. So I do remember seeing the painting of the flamingos popping up on my newsfeed. Sometimes I see comments on my newsfeed, but I'm not always able to react. You know, give it a like, give it a love, give it a comment. Sometimes I don't often have the time to give it a comment. I'm just having a quick scroll when really I should be doing something else. And sometimes I forget, because quite often I am just a scroller through Facebook rather than a liker and a commenter. So apologies if I've not reacted to it, but I did see it and it looks amazing. It's one of those paintings that I was so excited when I got it, and so really looking forward to doing it when I got it. And I'm enjoying doing it, but I don't think there's the same level of excitement as there was when I first got it. Whether that's because it was quite a few years ago and there has been, you know, a big growth in the diamond painting market and the pictures that are available and what you can get hold of, and therefore, you know, it's risen the bar in relation to diamond paintings and the quality or the detail in the images. It's an amazing image, the flamingos. It is a fantastic image. I think it could have been, I don't know if I could pick the size or whether it was only available in one size, I'm not sure. But I definitely feel as though it's one that I could have still had an amazing picture but got it a lot smaller. But I'm enjoying doing it. I'm enjoying seeing the flamingos come to life because I'm working from the bottom. So I'm doing the more boring part first. I have left myself a load of black at the top. But I'm definitely doing the more boring part of the flamingo legs first. But yeah, I think sometimes that's why I'm like, maybe I should just try and do some of the paintings when I first get them and that level of excitement is high, and do some of them a bit later, you know, mix it up a little bit. Try and mix in some of the really new ones with the older ones. Or maybe I'm just trying to talk myself into doing one of my newer ones. Who knows? Yeah, Billy also said, looking forward to June Waffle and take it easy and rest up. Oh, Jeanette. Now, this Jeanette did leave a comment on a previous, I'm pretty sure she left this comment on a previous Whip and Chat. And because I was so behind on comments on Whip and Chats, I did go through liking and commenting on comments to sort of bring them down a bit so that I was speaking about more recent things. And I was very tempted to leave Jeanette's comment anyway, but I did say in my Whip and Chat, if anybody had any comments that they did want reading out or questions that they did want reading out, to just post again. And Jeanette has. So it's made me smile. It made me smile when I read this comment coming through on email as well. I'm pretty sure it is one that she has reposted. Apologies if I'm wrong. I don't know where June has gone. I don't know where this first half of the year, I don't know where it's gone. June has arrived very quickly. I think it's because I've lost pretty much the whole of May not being well. But she says it's such a relief that I'm feeling better and welcome back. She said what she did is she rewatched my first diamond painting videos and wrote down some facts and comments that I made in them. So here you go. Here is the entertainment. Feel free to go back and watch some of my really old videos if you would like to see the entertainment yourself. So the first video I published on the 20th of June 2018. It is a completed chimpanzee with headphones and a partial chimpanzee. So the partial I did get myself off Amazon, and I absolutely loved doing it and promptly ordered a big chimpanzee from AliExpress. And then I saw all the amount of different styles that were available and bought more off AliExpress. So when I posted that video, I had been doing it for a few weeks. So there you go, it is official. I have now been diamond painting for 4 years. I've been diamond painting since May 2018. And there hasn't been many weeks, maximum is possibly a week, that I have not diamond painted, and that was probably maybe 2 weeks. It's between 1 and 2 weeks is the maximum amount of time I haven't touched a diamond painting, and that was probably when I've had COVID. I have had some times where I haven't touched it. Maybe I had some more in the beginning, but 4 years. So I said that I'd started after seeing some completed images on Instagram, and the ads on Facebook I just scrolled past because they were just adverts, which is true. I scroll past a lot of adverts on Facebook. If something does catch my eye as interesting, I will Google it and, you know, look it up on the basis of, you know, quite often it will be cheaper than a Facebook ad, or reviews will pop up telling me whether it is any good, whether it is any good or not. But I tend to avoid Facebook ads unless it's a page I know. So if it's a page I know and like, that's different. But the sponsored ads I do tend to scroll past. Because The channel, so my YouTube channel up until then had only been scrapbooking. You promised, so I promised that this new hobby would only take over for a short period of time. Oops. Since you are now finished with the headphone chimp, apparently I was no longer addicted. Once I finished the headphone chimp, I was no longer addicted. That sounds like it's a video I need to watch again, because I think the addiction is real. I think I am definitely addicted. I used, when I did the chimp and stuff, I used the toolkit that came with the kit, and I was very impressed when one of the kits came with a foam bit to put on the pen. I still much prefer the toolkits that come with a foam pad. I used pink pens for so long until I treated myself to a pen from Lays and Lathworks, and I now have a very, very big collection. I used a jigsaw board. I did on the armrest of my sofa or couch to diamond paint on. It's actually quite comfy on a jigsaw board because I could lean back. When I kitted up, I put a selection of each colour in my bead things. I also put some bits of bling onto the sheet. She's put with a laughy face. The third one that I did was New York. It was 90 by 60 in squares. Yeah, I am a go big or go home person. Jeanette says she's really impressed. Yeah, I tend to, if I find, a hobby that I really love, it's like, okay, how far can I take this and how soon can I do it? She said it was fun to watch and see what it was like when I first started out. So there you go. If you feel like you need more time after a whip and chat to complete a section, go back to 2018 and entertain yourself with some of my older videos, because they definitely sound entertaining. And while my intention may have been for diamond painting to take over for only a short amount of time, we now all know different, don't we? Right, question is now, do I add in ABs to this image or not? Now, when I'm looking at it, it is hard because it's looking a lot darker than it will do. But when I'm looking at the actual White Lily image on Paint Gem, I'm thinking that the AB might be a bit too much. What I am wondering though is if I could put it in a few places but not all places. Let's try that. So I'm going to tip in some of 3865, and these are like, this is 1 in 1 petal. So if I do the bigger part in 3865 and maybe do this section in ABs, what will it look like? And this is where I'm not very good at visualizing, in the fact that I sort of need to try it out to see how it will look. So let's grab the orange tray that I was using yesterday, rather than getting out another colour tray and then completely confusing myself on which ones I've used and which ones I haven't. And let's put some ABs in there and let's give it a go. Let's see what it looks like. So if I do going down here in ABs, is it going to still look like the petal, but just highlight a section of it? And sometimes it's really hard to see when you're working on it close up. Just trying to make sure that they're a bit straighter. But from a distance, I think I kind of like it. If I put my hand over the rest and just look at this petal, from a distance I kind of like that. So let's keep going and give it a go. So I want to do sort of the bigger part of each petal that's going to have white in the 3865. And then do the smaller section in the ABs. And it may switch what side as I go round, but I'm going to do them one petal at a time. And hopefully I like it, because I think I'm getting to the point where I wouldn't want to pull them all out. It doesn't help that I am looking on the website and I am looking at the completed image, because when they name each of the flowers, they actually show it diamond painted. So it has been done by someone. And it does look amazing when it's finished, like the shading and stuff really helps to bring it to life. Let's make sure some of those, there is a little bit more room around some of these diamonds than there is others. It's not quite as snug a fit on some of them. So I'm just making sure it's straight. And it's hard because as soon as I cover up, I feel like I can see more. Okay, so the next bigger side is this side, which I'll do in white. And then the next side that leaf. Okay, I'm now wondering if I need to do it the opposite way going up. So I'm looking at the completed one on the website because I can see quite clearly, because the website picture is from a distance, and I'm doing this the wrong way around. The website picture is from a distance, so I can see a lot clearer which is each petal than I can being front and centre like I am now. I'm too close with my own eyes to tell. Right, let's try and do that right. And then this one. Look at me getting brave and doing 2 petals at once. And then go back to the standard white. I've not yet worked out how I'm going to do the other flowers. I'm going to have a look again at the website in a minute. I was going to read another comment, but I think the ABs are taking too much of my attention at the moment. I need to be looking at the completed flower with no ABs before I decide if I'm putting where I'm putting the ABs. So this one is sort of 2 pieces of a petal. So I want to do this side in the full, and then this one is also the other side of a petal. But then this side you're only seeing half. So maybe let's do those as the white. So we've just got a scattering of it in here. I know there is other colours that are, you know, are very close to the light white. But let's do those that way and then put the 3 in this one. Or do we just put 2? Me changes my mind all the time. There we go. How does that look? Does that look like it's worked or not? Let me see if I can lift it up so you can fully see that there is just a little bit of sparkle, but it's not taking over all the flowers. I think I like that. It's very... Sometimes I just don't know, but I'm going with it. I've done it now. All the diamonds are down. If I come into my craft room and look at it and think that does not look right, then I'll take the ABs off. But I think it works for now. Right, where did I put the bag of ABs? Need to pop my diamonds away. Let me zoom you guys out. Maybe you can see a little bit better what the sparkle looks like. I'm not sure if it's picking it up, but it has got a little bit of it, subtle little bit, which is the best way to do ABs, I think. And yeah, if you want to see what it looks like if it didn't have any ABs, then have a look on the Paint Gem website. I've got a link in the description down below and you can see what it looks like completed. When you click on the flowers set and scroll down, it shows you them all done. So you can have a little nosy. But that is of the 3rd of June done. Another flowers one. Join me tomorrow when I move on to another mini painting. But thank you all so much for watching and I'll speak to you all again soon.